Torrington has declared a local state of emergency due to all the downed trees and power lines. I'm Glenn Kittle. We'll take a look at the damage and when this could all be cleaned up, coming up on Fox 61.
Thousands of people are without power this morning as communities across the state clean up from the 4th of July storms. The governor says it could take crews several days to restore power. We'll have the details on that, but first, we begin with a weather impact alert this morning for heavy rain. Good morning to you, and thank you for joining us here. I'm Symphony Privet.
And I'm Bridget Bjorn. It's expected to last through Tuesday morning. Crews are working around the clock to turn the lights back on for tens of thousands of customers. But timing it all out will not be easy because, Rachel Piscatelli, the rain keeps on coming down at a steady pace.
And it will continue for at least the next 24 hours or so with periods of rain. And the intensity of the rain will be variable over that time frame, but there could be some thunderstorms that set up, or at least some downpours that set up over an area and will dump a good amount of rain in a short amount of time, which may lead to some flooding concerns moving forward. Right now in our satellite and radar picture, though, not seeing any of that kind of type of intensity right now. Most of the rain is fairly manageable with some more moderate rain coming down in Middlebury and Southbury this morning. Waterbury, Naugatuck has some rain showers as well. So we could pick up additionally 2 to 4 inches of rain with a narrow band that is possible anywhere from 4 to even 6 inches of rain. And so that could certainly overwhelm rivers, streams, our storm drains, as well as lead to some issues on the roadways too. So it bears watching with that rain that will vary in rates into early Tuesday morning. A flood watch up for the entire state for that reason through Tuesday morning. So flash flooding a concern. Again, checking those sub pumps. Your basements may have some issues moving forward too. So have a way to get those alerts on your phone. And if you are uncertain that a road, maybe you should, if you're questioning whether or not you should drive through it or not, I would advise to err on the side of caution and turn around and find an alternative route for you moving into the afternoon. So here's 11 a.m. with some bands of rain coming through. 4 o'clock in the afternoon, more of the same. And then we'll see some periods of rain continue into tomorrow morning before we gradually start to dry out the skies for the second part of the day. So precipitation chances are up right through this afternoon and into the evening. Today is a washout. Don't expect much from our numbers. They're in the 60s now, only getting into the mid to upper 60s this afternoon. 68 degrees in Hartford, 67 in Middletown, southeastern Connecticut, upper 60s to right around 70. We'll talk about where we go from here at your full 7-day coming up in just a bit. Over to you.
All right, let's get you up to speed with how the morning commute is shaping up. Taking a look at our statewide map, there are several advisories across the state for downed trees and downed wires. Here are a few of them. New Milford, that is. Route 202 is closed at Hip Road due to a tree down, and in Salisbury, Route 41 at Sharon Road is closed at Wells Hill Road because of a tree down in that community. So be on the lookout as you head out this morning. Make sure you take it easy and drive slow out there. Quick look at our Waterbury camera here. As we can see, the volume is picking up this morning, but it is smooth sailing out there so far. And let's take a quick look at your drive times here. Hartford to Waterbury, quick commute just under 30 minutes. And for folks heading from Waterbury here to the capital city this morning on the eastbound side of 84, that'll take you just under 30 minutes. And if you're traveling along Route 8 south from Naugatuck to Seymour, speeds right around where they need to be. That is a smooth commute of 18 minutes. Bridget.
Saturday night storm damage took a major toll on Litchfield County. The city of Torrington has declared a local state of emergency as thousands of people in town are still in the dark. Fox 61's Glenn Kittle joins us live from Torrington with a look at the damage. And Glenn, the challenges for crews this morning are the sheer volume of calls they're getting and several hazards in the road like the one behind you there.
Yeah, good morning, Bridget. And we're seeing a lot of these calls around Torrington. According to the city, more than 30 roads have been blocked because of downed tree limbs and trees that are on these wires back here. And we're getting a look at the damage here on Charles Street, and this is kind of what we can see here. Here's just a bunch of limbs that have been cut by crews here. As a matter of fact, if you can go even farther to the left here, you can see just how the wind was able to rip limbs off these trees. Now, even further back here, we have this huge tree on Charles Street that was taken down by the high wind gusts right here in Torrington, and that led to these power lines just on the right-hand side of the road here being taken down. Now, crews have obviously cleaned up the trees portion of this, and we're told by Torrington that that's the game plan for a lot of these roads going forward. They're going to have these street crews come out, and they're going to have to fix up some of the damage that is done on these roads, and then the power crews are going to have to come in. So that's really the challenge that we're seeing here today for the city of Torrington as they prepare to clean up a lot of this damage. Now, going forward, they're telling folks that if you see any down power lines like this one, to treat them as if they were all live. They're telling folks to stay out of the areas of these down power lines for now. Now, in terms of this flood watch, Torrington is also addressing that as well. They said they've cleared out catch basins as well as sewer drains in anticipation for this rain that we're going to be getting here right now in Torrington. Right, I can tell you that the rain's coming down at a pretty good clip. Not necessarily a downpour, but definitely some steady rain here. Torrington says they're addressing it, and they're hoping that they can get crews out here today to address a lot of these power issues like some folks here are experiencing. I've already heard in this neighborhood a couple of generators that have been going on for quite some time now, just a couple of hours to keep the essentials powered. So if people have that on them, definitely a good tool to have. But in terms of what the community is doing, we're hearing a lot of businesses are opening their doors for folks to charge their phones or just a fresh cup of water for them or a cup of coffee, just so that way they can get through this. So the community coming together in light of this damage, but definitely a lot of it around Torrington. We're going to try and travel around now that the daylight is coming. We can get a better look at some of this damage and give you some of the views from around the city, but we'll bring you that both on air and online on fox61.com. But for right now, live in Torrington, Glenn Kittle, Fox 61.
All right, thank you, Glenn. We'll check back in with you later on this morning. Well, Salisbury was just one of the towns hit hard by Saturday's storms. A majority of people in town still do not have power this morning. Fox 61's Kay Pattyfoot went to Salisbury for a closer look at the damage and how it's impacted people.
You've heard of a picture worth 1,000 words, but check this out. A tree pulled up by its roots, all caused by the storm on Saturday.
Along Main Street in Salisbury, debris lines the road.
It started raining really bad, and then the wind was picking up, and then all of a sudden I heard like a crash, and like the telephone pole came down, and it was just like crazy from there.
At this library, this tree was uprooted along with the road. Branches and power lines hang throughout the roads, causing traffic pileups. And to make things worse, the only grocery store in town has no power. Robert Laban, president of Laban's Market, said he received an alert around 7 p.m. on Saturday that there was no power.
We got to the store, I think, by like 9 o'clock last night, and it was just a total mess. I mean, it took us, normally takes probably from where we live like 40 minutes to get here. It took like an hour and 20. We had to, you'd go down a road, turn around, go back, and so it was a total mess.
That's not the only mess he's left dealing with. There's also power lines down in their parking lot.
Goal is to open tomorrow as long as we can make sure these power lines are safe right here. I just talked to the town crew, and hopefully they can get some cones back here and we'll be good to go.
People I spoke with say they've never seen anything quite like this.
All of a sudden, sheet of rain, wind, we pulled over, we saw trees fall, power lines fall. It was crazy. My daughter back here, Camilla, saw a big fire in the middle of the road and was screaming and crying. So it was kind of nuts.
I was gonna say, was it scary?
It was a little bit scary, the hail hitting the car and everything, but I had to stay calm and be in dad mode with my daughter in the back.
While some describe Saturday night's weather as a tornado, Fox 61's chief meteorologist Rachel Frank said it was straight line winds.
It was a very bad night because I had to sleep over at my cousin's house, and there was a tornado, and my house over there in the corner is super crazy because last night I was with my cousins. We were checking my house, and there was a wire down.
Ooh, okay. Were there any trees?
Yeah.
Something I just want to reiterate that was told to me is that a lot of the damage in Salisbury is not just confined to the main road, but the side streets as well. And if you can look behind me, you can see some of those down power lines, a lot of tree branches over there covering a car. And even to my left, there's a cemetery where there is another down branch. So just a lot of destruction in this town. Some said it really put a damper on the 4th of July weekend. In Salisbury, Kay Pattyfoot, Fox 61.
And Harvington is also hit hard by 4th of July storms. Officials there declared a state of emergency. We're told, though, much of the damage is concentrated to one area of town. Yesterday, there were crews trying to clear the roads after several trees had fallen.
We actually thought it had just passed because the rain, it was like pretty heavy rain, and then it stopped, it got quiet, and then it just came through, and it was just hail. We had a pretty good sized hail. Dented up the car pretty good.
It's the most devastating that we've had in a while. I mean, Storm Sandy and the ice storm were devastating, but this is all centralized in one area of town.
The first selectman also said all emergency crews in town were activated, but he says their work was delayed by Eversource, who started assessing the damage Sunday morning. Harmison officials have asked people to stay off the roads as much as they can and avoid the area if they don't live there. Well, remember, you can stay up to date on all things weather-related on our free Fox 61 News app. You can also turn on push notifications for the latest weather conditions and weather impact alerts in your area.
Time now 6:10. Developing this morning, a man is dead and a woman is hurt after a shooting outside a nightclub in Waterbury. Police say it happened just after midnight on Sunday at the LA 42 nightclub on East Main Street. A neighbor who did not want to be on camera says although he feels safe in the area, the violence needs to stop.
I'm never concerned or afraid. I just feel like sometimes people need to put the guns down and actually handle business that needs to be handled, because life out here is crazy.
At last check, the woman who was shot is still in critical condition at the hospital. And developing this morning in Tolland, a person was hit by a car late last night. State police say this happened in the area of Crystal Lake Road, also known as Route 30 and Weber Road. We're told the person hit had serious injuries and the road is closed.